My 31M brother, 34M, is not kind to me. TLDR, my brother is mean to me and treats me like I'm dumb and I'm at the end of my rope. Throwaway because the people involved use Reddit. I, 31M, have an issue with my older brother, 34M. For some background, ever since we were little he would be mean. Not your standard older brother picking on the baby brother mean. He enjoyed hurting me physically and saying cruel things. He would call me a pig and say even Dad says you're a disgusting pig behind my back. Sometimes I would fight back, but it just became too much, and I would either go hide or just shut down. I had a lot of friends growing up, while he was more of a loner. Sometimes, I would ask him why he was so mean to me, and it was like clockwork with his response. It was always something like, 2 weeks ago you ate the last of the waffles, or you called me a jerk 4 days ago. I always ended up apologizing for these things, but it never worked. My mom never did anything and would say things like, quit being a victim. She said this once when he pinned me down, punched my face, busted my nose, and blood was everywhere. I was 14, and he was 17. He soon went to college after this incident, and we didn't communicate for about 3 years. During my senior year of high school, he came home to visit once, and he cried and apologized for how he treated me in the past. The only time he has ever apologized to me. I accepted his apology, and we worked on improving our relationship to the point where we are close friends now. Now on to the present. Our relationship in our 20s was good until a few things changed. He got a public safety job where he saw a lot of trauma, and he wasn't allowed to partake in the devil's lettuce. Now, normally, I wouldn't think this is a factor, but he started occasionally using pot in college, and I think it chilled him out and made him a kinder, more relaxed person, even when he wasn't high. I consider this a factor because he quit working in public safety for about 6 months, started using pot again, and was totally a cool guy again. Something I've realized recently is that my brother might be on the spectrum. He gets into obscure hobbies. One example is collecting vice grips. He called me once, and I listened to him talk about how he found a vice grip from the 60s at a garage sale. It was the 7th one he bought in the span of 3 months. I listened to him talk about this particular vice grip for about 30 minutes, and it just clicked in my head that, yeah, this might make sense if he's autistic. I have much more patience with him whether he has it or not because of this. It could be a coping mechanism, lol. Now on to the current issues. He is always so short with me. When I call him, he acts like it's a total inconvenience. He will give me 3 minutes, then just cut me off and hang up. I'll listen to him talk about things I have no interest in, like how he spent $500 on baseball cards and got a special holographic baseball card. I spent 3 hours helping him try to get into his RuneScape account at 10:45 p.m. on a Tuesday. I also helped him get on his computer from 2005. I thought it was to get pictures, but it turns out he wanted to play Age of Empires. He has it on Steam. We both have new trucks. I have a Nissan Frontier, and he has a Dodge 2500 diesel. He has a 20-foot travel trailer, and I asked him how the weight is. He wouldn't tell me and just said my truck couldn't tow it. I said I just wanted to know the weight for reference because I'm starting to look for one. He then said I was putting everyone at risk and could kill my son by being negligent. He then said I obviously don't know anything about towing. I have a 40-hour OSHA tow safety certificate through work. Turns out my truck can tow his trailer with about 1,200 pounds of wiggle room. He couldn't handle the fact that my $40,000 mid-size truck can tow his trailer. I think he has to justify to himself why he spent $80,000 on a truck that needs to reg in every 85 miles. My wife and I are currently living on the East Coast, and we are moving back to the PNW, about 2 hours away from him. I said, let's do next Halloween at our place. I was super excited to be near him, my sister-in-law, and our niece. We're going to live near the town where Halloween Town was filmed, and they do a fun, family-friendly festival every year. It would be fun to take the kids. In a monotone voice, he said, we'll see. We're pretty busy, and our calendar is filling up fast. I brought this up in November, which is like 11 months away. I started laughing, and in the flattest tone, he said, what's so funny? I just said, never mind. My wife heard this and told me that is not how neurotypical people talk. She's a special ed teacher. Our grandma is sick, and it's not good. He called me and told me this is grandma's last Christmas, and she's going to die soon. So I should come home to the family Christmas party in 6 days. He was so dry and blunt when talking about it. It felt like he was talking about a random person and not our grandma. I told him that I can't make a cross-country flight in 6 days, and that telling me I should do that isn't fair to me and makes me feel bad. He then got mad at me, saying not to blame him and blame him for telling me. I already knew everything he told me. He wouldn't let me talk and hung up on me. It doesn't feel good. I try to tell him he hurt my feelings, but he either dismisses me, blames me, or just hangs up. He will never apologize and will completely fail to see my perspective. He talks to me like I'm stupid, and I am not. I've lost it multiple times to the point we don't talk for long stretches of time. During these stretches, I feel lighter and much better. My partner, close friends, and extended family have all talked to me about how they think the way he talks to me is not okay, and to not let it get me down. It's all a bummer because when he's in a good mood, he's funny and great. We have so much fun. But if he's not in a good mood, or if he's hungry, he is a terror. So everyone, I need some advice. How do you think I should approach my relationship with my brother going forward? How do I communicate with him that the way he talks and treats me is not acceptable going forward? I'm honestly so tired of how I'm being treated. Do you think I could possibly be overreacting to how he talks and treats me? If I am, what are some ways I can improve my communication with him?